else we... Mute myself. Okay. Copy. All right. How is everyone?
Good.
Cool, 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 cool. So we are missing Ozzy and Iron, I believe. Hi, Jeff. Okay. So before they join with us, I will go very quickly over the notes, the pregame notes, basically. I explained what the ability score improvement is, so you can either increase one of your attributes or by 2 points, or two of your attributes by 1 point. And when I say by 1 or by 2, it doesn't mean like if you have a +3, it doesn't mean that you get +4. It means that your +3 might be a value of 16, then you would get to 17. Or if you were at 17 and then you get to 18, that 18 will give you a modifier of +4. And if you don't want to do that, you are also free to skip the ability score improvement and just go to the feats page in the player's handbook, and there's a bunch of feats that you can use, that you can choose from, basically. It's page 166 in the player's handbook. You can just see if there's something there that you would prefer instead of abilities. So hey Darcy.
Hello.
So we just have Ozzy missing, and I'm going to guess that he's on his way home. Okay. You were sneaking in the... I don't remember which track I put last time when you were tracking. What's this one? Okay, this one sounds nice. All right, so are we ready to start? Lower volume.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Cool, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
So,
Do you have music on? Should I turn mine off?
I do have music on, yes. Always have music.
I don't hear
I don't very, very low. It's extremely low.
Really? Do you have like your
It's at max, yeah.
set max? Better?
Yeah. Could be a little louder.
Oh yeah?
Because mine is at max and it's just okay.
Really? Okay, because usually like you're always complaining about how loud the music is, so I was trying to stay
I
conservative.
mean, the problem is when it switches to a different music and it's like 100 times louder than the
Yeah.
previous one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me see. Where's my plan? Music, TLDR, background, recap. Okay. So last time on Curse of Strahd, after leaving Blinsky's shop, you went to the Vistani camp outside of town to see what's up, and you met with a group of Dusk Elves, um, and also a couple of the Vistani leaders basically of that camp, while most of the um, people in the camp seemed to have gone somewhere. The camp seemed kind of deserted, apart from a bunch of horses um, that were there. You met with Luvash and Aragal, who are brothers, and they've shown you the Vistani hospitality, and they offered to sell you some potions that might let you go through the fog and leave Barovia. But in exchange, since they were really expensive, in exchange they were asking for either 100 gold pieces per potion or to get them a barrel of wine from either the inn in Vallaki or to go directly to the source, the Wizard of Wines. After some time, someone reported back to Luvash that the search was ongoing and they hadn't found anything yet. And after inquiring, you realize that Luvash's daughter has gone missing for the day, and everyone is out there looking for her, which explains the empty camp. You decide to help, and you go on the search for the missing daughter, Arabelle. While looking through a promising trail cutting through the forest, you realize you are being followed, and you confronted the spy. Yaila and Tehanu confronted the spy, who said that he's just keeping an eye on all new people in town, and that he was sent by the Lady Washter. And that's where we left off. So, if I remember correctly, the last time you did a survival check, um, Cloud, you had a 21, which allowed you to see that um, the trail showed some footsteps from an adult and um, also footsteps of a child. And it seemed to be going in this direction through the forest.
I didn't see it. Did you guys see it?
Yeah, I was on the GM layer when I did that.
Okay.
Oh,
It's this way. Oh yeah, I could probably just draw a line. Yeah.
Okay, so cutting right through the woods.
Yeah, cutting through the woods in this direction.
I thought that the encounter with that spy happened in the woods because we were already in.
I think we're
Going
right at
that
the
It
edge.
it was at the crossroads basically.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, where your tokens are.
Okay.
You basically confronted him while Nara was trying to look for new sets of footprints.
Right. Yeah, I remember he left and we forgot to ask for his name.
Yep.
Alright, so we're basically alone now.
Yeah.
I think we should follow it.
You go ahead, Cloud.
Okay, can I stealth a bit? Because I can move at full speed in stealth, right?
Okay.
Do I
Yeah.
need to do a stealth check?
If you want to stealth, yeah, do a stealth check. Okay.
Wow.
You basically go in between the trees, and your own party can't even see where you are right now, as you seem to be going in the direction in a very silent and stealthy manner. All right. Um, so you continue in this direction until you emerge from the other side of the forest. You can still see the tracks. You notice that the tracks from the child, or the smaller tracks, seem to be dragging on the ground, as if,
The dragging.
yeah, like the person was being rushed in one direction or pushed that way or something like that. And it's still going in the same direction, and you're able to follow it all the way to a house.
House.
Yeah, like a
Okay.
small shack, basically,
Can we move
right
our
here.
character? I'm right here.
Yeah.
So follow me, guys. Follow me.
All right. So
Oh,
you arrive at this location where you can see there's a few houses that have sprouted along the road outside of the town, and I am not liking this music. And one of those houses seem to be in uh, like a very small, more like a shack than a house, uh, and the tracks seem to be leading that way.
Oh shit.
Well,
That way, inside the house.
Yeah,
Inside the shack.
yeah.
okay.
I think they're in there, you guys.
I want to stealthily look in the windows. Can I peek in the window?
No, you can't.
Yeah, you're already stealthy, and do a perception check.
Perception check. Okay. Oh, we're
It is dark inside, and there's a lot of dust on the windows, so you can't really see much.
Can we hear anything?
Do a perception check for hearing.
There's only one window?
You don't hear anything at all from coming from the inside. And yes, there is only one small window in the back and a door that is facing the direction of the road.
Did Clown on Mountain have superior dark vision? I don't remember.
Uh,
Yes.
you?
we all have dark
Yeah,
vision, I think.
you all have, not all of you. I think Azzy and Darcy and Liam don't. But Tehanu has superior dark vision.
Could try that, and if I can't see shit, I could actually cast my cantrip and light the inside and see what comes out of that house.
Okay, two things. First, if you light a globule of light inside the house, you lose all possibility of stealth because,
Yeah.
But if that's what you want to do, sure. I mean, you're still outside right now. You're still trying to look in.
I want to do it yet, but it could be a way to make people panic and get the hell out of the house. If we want to do that.
While they're fuddling around the window, can I get a bird's eye view of the place? See if there's any, like, upstairs or anything of the sort? If there's anybody around the house?
Do a perception check.
It's a small shack, but the tracks were clearly going into the house, right?
Yeah, they seem to have disappeared near the house. As far as you could ascertain,
Can we
they
see
were
where
going
the tracks are
towards
around
there.
it?
All right, one thing at a time. Tehanu, even with your vision, you're looking through the window. It is dusty, as I said. There's a lot of dust caked on the window, and you're not able to see much from the inside. It seems to be dark, and your dark vision is kind of like infrared, where you can see the different um, heat signatures, and you're not really seeing anything especially like popping out from the inside. So you're not sure what's in it. As for Sam, looking through Kieran's eyes, you see a really small shack, one story. There's a few people walking around, either on the road as well as some farmers, like trying to have like their small garden around their houses. But this one is a little bit isolated, not too much. There are a few houses near, but you don't see any particular activity in next to it.
Alright. And what time of day is it again?
Um, I would say it's just about noon, something like that.
Okay.
Is there anyone around that looks suspicious in any way? Like out of place or anything? Like, how many people
I
are
would
around?
say with everyone's perceptions so far, I would say nobody noticed anyone being suspicious or weird.
Is Tahanu the fact that
What?
You cut out.
Nisa,
yeah,
push to talk?
I am pushing.
You said, is the fact that Teha, and then that's it. And you're silent.
Hello? What the fuck?
Yes, hi.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I was talking the whole time and I was pushing the whole time. Okay,
Okay.
I was saying the fact that Tahanu can't really notice any infrared coming from the inside, is that like a confirmation that nobody's in, or it's like, it's maybe not.
It's
Is his thing like
It could be. It could also be that something is preventing him from noticing the heat
so it's
signatures.
not like a precise like, oh, it's not like he's seeing it and he's like, oh, there's nobody there. He's
No,
just like, oh, I'm not sure anybody's there.
someone could be lying on a bed just beneath the window, and that's why he can't see the person. Like he still needs to have direct line of sight. And there is dust on the window, which would also prevent him to maybe see as well as he would like.
I couldn't notice furniture, trapdoors in the floor or something. No.
You didn't notice anything. It doesn't seem to be like someplace that is rigged with any kind of traps, as far as you could tell.
No, I felt more like a tunnel, but probably not.
You said there were farmers. Is there anybody like nearby?
Not in the immediate vicinity, no. But there are some, like on the other side of the street, maybe in their gardens or something like that. If you want to go
That lady
talk to them.
says undead.
Nara,
Sorry, what?
You
that
sense any undead?
I don't know. Can I? I can do my. It takes me 1 minute to do it. So
Well, are you drunk yet?
no, not yet. We haven't had wine today, you guys. We haven't had any wine. It's awful. Okay, let me do 1 minute. I need 1 minute to concentrate.
All right. So while she's concentrating on that, anything else that you guys want to do?
Yeah,
Okay, 1 minute's up. What do I know?
No undead signatures coming from that area right now.
Okay. Let's just
Check the door for traps, but they can
yeah. Let's just, can I investigate the door and see if there's any traps on it?
The Hanu already did that and said there was nothing.
Oh, okay.
So unless you want to tell him I don't trust your judgment.
So, do you guys want to go in? Do you want to open the door?
I'll take my daggers and I take out my daggers and
Maybe the rogues stealth on either side of the door.
Oh yeah, you want
So
us
they
to
can't see us.
Maybe?
So our party looks smaller, maybe, and maybe one person goes around back so nobody can escape.
Are there two doors or only one?
Only one door and a small window
There's a
on
window.
the back.
Is the window big enough that someone could like break through it and escape through it easily, or is it like a small window?
I have an idea.
Yeah, please tell us.
Why not
Let's
instead
keep
of
our
trying
voices down, let's keep our voices down.
instead of trying to go in sneaky like, why don't we just bring them out? Knock on the door and have the rogues lock them on the back.
Well, yeah, that's what I kind of was thinking. Like, just have the friendliest person like knock on the door, and have the rogues on either side, and like kind of maybe an ambush or something.
I'm a friendly person.
Hey, but you kind of look messed up, though, don't you?
What's that supposed to mean?
Why don't we have? You don't look like
Some-
people here.
Some
Yeah,
bold words coming from a cat.
Exactly. That's why I didn't volunteer. What about Iron What about Iron?
I have a very charming personality. Okay.
Iron, you're a human, right?
Yes.
Yeah, why don't we have Iron knock on the door? She's a
Racist.
cleric.
Not all human are nice. Okay. Some of them are pieces
Yeah,
of shit.
but
Have you been to Vallaki?
I gotcha. You guys want to try that plan? You want to try that plan? Okay. Rogues, take your positions. They need to do a
Do I
stealth
need
check.
to heal myself? Since I rolled it like a minute ago.
What?
Do you roll my stealth? I rolled it a minute ago.
No.
Rogues are gonna stealth either side of the door.
For the purposes of making this fast, your stealths from earlier are going to be valid.
Okay.
Still.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of stay by the side of the house, out of the way, but listening. So I think we're making it kind of look like only Iron is going to the door, and the rest of us are kind of off to the side, gonna listen to the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be on the back of the house watching the window.
Okay. Go ahead.
Kieran is perched on the top with my senses right now.
Okay. And the rest of us are out of sight along the side of the house, listening.
Okay. So
Darcy, this is all you.
Iron knocks on the door. No response.
I would like to knock again. This time, like, say hello. Anybody there?
Okay. So you knock harder on the door and uh, still no response. No reaction, and you don't hear any noises from inside.
Has anybody is anybody noticing that I'm like knocking on the door or like taking looking to see if it's kind of like odd that I'm trying to see maybe?
You mean like neighbors potentially? There's no neighbors outside at the moment, but do a perception check just to see. There are a few people like outside on the other side of the street, and like 2-3 houses over. That was initiative.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
So you're nervous and you don't actually notice anyone around you looking at you in any sort of way.
I like just to knock one more time before I move on.
Okay. So you knock again and still no answers.
We just try to open that door. See, is it locked to begin with? Presumably it is.
You can check.
With a canal.
So as you see if the door is locked, you realize that it is not locked and it does open easily.
What a night to climax.
Yeah.
Let's just get
Hey,
it.
throw a grenade inside.
So do you want to open it like fully, or because you didn't ask to open it, you just checked to see if it's locked or not.
I'm gonna back away from the door.
I'll walk around and go inside.
Okay.
I'll open the door. I'll go in there. I don't care.
All right. So Amnon opens the door fully and enters inside. So inside you see a small shack, like I said, very dirty, smells of fish and rot. There's this, yeah, there's a small bed in the corner. The whole place is very dirty, and yeah, there's a few like very small, not so much furniture, but more like personal effects here and there. But yeah.
Okay. But there's just a bed and that's it?
As far as you can see at first view, yes.
Is this like the entire shack has like one room kind of thing? Like, is it all supposed to be open?
Yeah, it's just like this one small room.
Okay.
I want to
Can I
take
do, like,
a really close look around, see if there's any like hidden chambers or like trapdoors.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a cellar's got to be around.
All right, do an investigation check, and with advantage, I guess.
Okay, yeah, we all want to really look around hard.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm supposed to have good investigation.
All right. So
We'll the difference?
You look around. It does not look to have any kind of secret passageways or anything like that. It just looks like some place where some guy lives, and you see while investigating, um, you find some frayed rope. You find a small torn piece of cloth that has bright colors on it.
Oh boy.
You find a broken old fishing rod thrown in a corner beneath some old
Dead
drab
fish.
clothes. You find a small plate with, uh, like the the bones of fish, basically. You also find quite a collection of wine bottles, and you definitely smell the smell of wine in the air mixed with the fish smell.
What kind of wine?
They're all empty. All the bottles are empty. Yeah.
So it's some drunk fisherman who decided to
Abduct a girl.
abduct this kid. So the rope's frayed. Is it like frayed, like it was like ripped kind of thing, like someone?
It just looks like it's old.
Oh,
So
okay.
if he's
Yeah.
a fisherman, maybe he went like towards a river with her. Where's the nearest river?
Yeah. Oh,
The
can we see?
lake
Well,
right
there must be.
above.
I don't think there is a river near here.
Does the floor sound like it's like a hollow floor, like something underneath the floorboards?
It's
or
just
something?
dirt floor.
Oh, it's a dirt floor.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a dirt floor. Oh, okay.
There is a lake up north of Vallaki, remember?
Lake north of Vallaki. Oh, okay. I don't remember. No.
We're drunk.
I was drunk. That's
Probably.
probably true.
But okay, so fisherman.
We know that
So
she
there
was
must be-
here.
There must be tracks away from them, right? That they came.
Yeah,
So
can we, let's go
he
investigate
abducted her
outside.
and brought him here. So there must be some tracks starting from the doorway, going somewhere else. Can we try to like not step around, like not try to trample it too much? I guess it's mainly for that because we're all like walking in front of the door. So
Yeah, if you want,
There's a main road outside.
you can do a survivor check again, a survival check to see if you can find any tracks.
You want me to do it? Survival?
whoever is best at surviving.
Yeah.
So, just a quick thought though. He
Yeah.
probably wouldn't take a Vistani through the town. He would probably go around, right? So we could go check around the outside. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So you see a lot of footsteps around the house, and it all seems to just mix with the main road that has quite a lot of them. You're not able to locate any single track that could lead you anywhere. What do you want to do?
What can we do? So, Liam, how far can you send that little bird thingy of yours?
As far as I want him, honestly. I can only communicate with it between a certain amount,
Could
but
you?
I can go as far as I want.
So if it is a fisherman, if you for whatever take her to the water, which kind of makes sense because it's like the opposite direction of the camp, right? If it's north, is the lake north, like just north of the north gate of the city, like following that trail?
Are you asking me, or are you asking him to look for
Whoever-
that info?
Well, no, whoever remembers where the lake was, like, is it just
It was north.
north? So
There's
you-
a
you
road
get-
leading north
Yeah,
that I don't think we've explored.
yeah.
We have
but
not.
but Cloud's probably right. He's probably not going to go in through town, so maybe he's like taking her around, like following that outer gate fence towards the lake. If he's going to go there, I don't know. You could send the bird out that way and see if he notices like a guy with a kid in any capacity, like outside
Ask
of
the guard?
the gates.
I mean, I'm sure a guard would have stopped them if he saw like a...
No. He probably avoid the guards, right? So asking
Right.
people's probably not good. He's probably just.
Oh,
like,
right, yeah, that's I thought you were
That's
saying
what
we
I'm
should ask the guards. I was like,
No. Send the bird out. And see if they're...
Oh, yeah, send the bird up. But we could also ask the neighboring houses. We could see if there's anybody in the neighboring house.
Yeah, how long ago was this thing? You said he was kidnapped yesterday, right?
From what you heard, yes, it's been a little over a day.
Okay, so yeah,
Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
is the house right beside this one a big house?
Are there literally? Can we search the effects in the house? Is there any like? Is there like a mattress? Is there? I mean, you said that there's some personal belongings. What are those personal belongings?
Yeah. So hi, Azzy. There's a few personal belongings like utensils, some discarded empty wine bottles, a few torn clothes. There's really not that much. The person that lives here doesn't even have furniture other than basically a cot in the corner of the of this small shack. So there's really not much here. The thing that jumps out at you the most is the smell of wine and fish. Nara, did you say something?
I was just saying, so this is probably like a poor, desperate fisherman, maybe, who abducted this girl, maybe like looking for a ransom?
Wouldn't he have asked for a ransom by now? I
I
mean,
don't know.
Maybe he's working with someone else, like to get this offer
I mean,
money.
he-
He's a
Yeah.
poor guy, easy people, like poor people are easy to manipulate with money, right? So that could be like someone else who has a motive against the Bustani also.
Okay. Actions. What do you want to do?
I'm sending
Kieran?
Kieran north, and that'll probably take some time. So it'll be a bit before we get anything out of
Okay. So as you're sending Kieran out, what instructions do you want to give it?
Like fly around the lake, and I'm assuming I'm gonna be watching through Kieran's eyes this whole time.
Yes.
So I'll know what I'm looking for, or what I'll be able to see.
Yeah.
And then fly around and come back, basically.
But you only have 100 feet from which you can give instructions.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. So that's why I said what instructions do you want to give it. So fly around the lake and see what it can see, basically.
Around the shore, yeah.
Around the shore. Okay. So you fly. Kieran flies around. It's going to take a bit of time to reach all the way to the lake, and do a perception check, please, for Kieran.
Okay, he does have a fly speed of 60, so
Okay.
keep that in mind.
And
Perception check.
in terms of like from Vallaki, it's half a mile to the shore, basically.
Quick question.
Yes.
When you're done. Is there a way to, so when we're tracking this person, is there a way, since the smell of fish and wine is so strong, are we able to discern that in the footprints or anywhere along this trail? Are we able to follow, I'm trying to say, are we able to follow this human through his smell?
If you had a keen sense of smell,
Oh, I can't.
yeah, I'd say maybe.
Okay.
What do you have? You have agility, you have cat's claws, you don't have keen sense of smell. Even though you're a cat.
Smell.
It didn't translate to your humanoid form. Like if you had your wolf with you, the wolf would have had the keen sense of
Nice.
smell. Yeah. It's actually a feat, so. All right. So it will take some time. I don't want to do the math right now, but
I
let's
need
see.
25 more gold to get my wolf.
It'll take some time. I get that.
So
What are the rest of you guys doing?
I think we should talk to the houses
Yeah.
So, yeah.
near this house.
Let's go to the bigger house. There's a bigger house right here.
It will take you about 25 minutes just to reach shore. So in the meantime, what are the others going to do?
Let's go to this one right here first. Let's just start from this one and work our way down. Okay.
Okay.
By this one, you mean?
Whichever. You find, let's
See
say,
that?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you go to that house, and we'll make it quick. You get to the house, you knock, someone comes out, hi, hi, all that, and says, "How may I help you?"
Hi, we're wondering if you know anything about the person who lives next door.
Their face scrunches up like, yeah, that's Bluto.
Bluto.
Yeah, Bluto. He's is he in any sort of trouble?
We're not sure exactly. We're just wondering if you've seen anything odd recently or anything out of the ordinary, or could you just at least give us a little bit of idea what kind of person he is?
I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary, but I haven't seen him in a little while. I mean, Bluto is kind of the town drunk, you might say. Yeah.
How long ago was the last time you can remember seeing him?
Oh, we don't see him very often. Usually he goes fishing in the lake to try and exchange the fish he finds for wine.
The lake, huh?
So he usually goes from the lake to the inn and then goes to sleep. We rarely see him.
Is he always alone?
Yeah, yeah,
Has he always been alone?
yeah. He's not a very friendly person, you might say.
Would you say he's somebody that, is maybe capable of doing something very terrible?
Do you
Uh,
think he's the type of person that might kidnap a child?
I really don't know him
You
that
guys don't.
well.
You would not do great policing.
Alright.
You
Yeah,
think he might have kidnapped someone?
I really didn't know him that well. Uh, we don't really talk to
I
him.
didn't. I didn't write down when's the last time he was seen.
Haven't seen him in a few days at least. I don't know.
2 days? 3 days? Do you know for sure?
Not really. I don't really keep track of my neighbors. I'm sorry.
Is there someone around here, any of the neighbors, that has been talking to him or has communicated with him?
He mostly keeps to himself and to his bottles. You could try, but I don't think you're gonna find anyone who particularly likes Bluto or spends any time with him.
So why would you say that they don't like him?
Like I said, if you see him, usually he's drunk. And he's a mean drunk, if you know what I mean. So,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Has he ever been violent?
not
Or does he?
not that I know, but you would find him uh, peeing everywhere, making trouble. I think that's mostly why he lives outside of town here with us. But yeah,
I see, I see. Well,
is there anything I can help you with, or if that will be all? I'm cooking dinner. All right, thank you.
Hey, cooking dinner. Do you have any fries in there?
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
we
Bye
What's your
bye.
name, by the way?
graciously leave the home.
No, what's your name, by the way?
My name is Rachel.
Good to meet you,
So
Rachel.
random.
I'm
Thank you.
Yael.
Good to meet you as well, Yayla.
Thank you so much for your
Now,
time.
now you take care of yourselves, huh? And she goes back inside.
Oh my god, it's like the only friendly person we've met in like months.
It's the
Wait,
one where you could
Blinsky
swear
was
by
super
them.
nice.
We haven't broken into their house.
Right? That's a good
That's a good point, Darcy.
And the toy maker wasn't mean.
Yeah, Blinsky was nice.
Creepy.
Very creepy, yes.
Yes, he is. All right,
Okay.
so we're
Okay,
going
so
to assume that at this point, um, Kieran reached the. I would give it like a little less than 15 minutes because his speed is 60, but he could dash. so that will double it. So a bit less than 15 minutes, so just enough for this conversation to have happened. And Sam, I'm guessing compared to the others, you're currently looking at the Barovia map, right?
Yeah.
So you do see,
He can see more
yeah.
than we can right now. Oh, sweet.
I basically moved him to the other map. I can move each of you individually.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, parties sometimes split, so that's why. So yeah, you can see the lake, and on the lake you do see a small fishing boat, um, a few hundred feet away from shore.
I'm sorry, what?
A fishing boat, like a small boat.
I thought you
Okay.
said a small child. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the child is floating underwater.
Oh my
Dude.
god. This just got dark.
I want to play a D&D campaign with some fucking dragons and unicorns and some sparkly little jigglypuff looking things in our next
Hey,
campaign.
Hey, I'm
Okay?
a dragon.
Okay, that's true. I want a nice dragon like Azzy, a unicorn, and some sparkly cuddly shit next campaign, okay?
On the farm.
I don't know why you're playing Precious Strahd then.
I know.
Yeah.
First one is
Alright,
pretty
so
That house did set the expectations of how this would run. Sorry, Sam, you were going to say?
is there anything I can discern about the fishing boat that's more than just a fishing boat?
Do a perception check for that.
Okay, with Kieran's stats.
Oh, you did already. I see perception hawk. Or was that? Oh, that was the previous one. Okay, okay.
Even better.
That one.
All right. So, at the foot of the mountain, so you can see there's a mountain up north. You can see the large lake. The water is perfectly still and dark. Along the south shore, you can see three small rowboats, and there's a fourth one that is more or less in the middle of the lake, with a lone figure sitting in it, fishing pole in hand. And with that perception, you can also see that there is something moving, slightly shifting inside of the rowboat. From your vantage point, it looks like a burlap sack.
Oh shit.
Alright,
Oh shit.
Oh my god!
Could be a
We
Alright,
need
kitten.
to move.
I'm going
It
to
could be
stop
catching
looking
fish.
through Kieran's
Yes.
eyes. I'm going to use my action to dismiss him
Okay.
temporarily.
Okay.
And then tell the rest of my group, yo, let's go.
We move
Okay.
at max speed, and we can
Very
move at
in
max speed for
character.
everybody
Love it.
through rough terrain too, because of my passive.
Ooh, that's cool. Okay, so you're all going towards the lake, I assume?
Yes.
Running.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Running towards the lake. Okay.
Who's in the lead? Sammy, because you saw it first.
Sammy knows where to go. The direction. We
We'll follow
don't.
Sammy.
We should still be careful for trust and stuff, but yeah.
All right.
Wait,
So,
hold on, wait. I need to find where we are. Okay, scrolling.
like in the middle of the
Okay,
map.
are we all on top of that? Is this us?
I'm just going
We
to
got to the lake already.
give you a bigger
Yeah, I
view.
can't see where we came from. Where's the
You
road
see
going?
Azzy?
Right here?
What?
I see Azzy, yes. How did you get here? Is this the main road right here?
No, the
This
the
is
road
Vallaki.
that is, yeah, that's Vallaki, and you came from the east. So you came,
I can't see. 1 second. I gotta zoom out just a little bit. Somebody else show me where Vallaki is again?
Vallaki is where Azzy is, basically. And you
Oh.
came from the east, following the winding path through the valley.
You really gotta zoom in to see it.
Wait, what? Zoom in.
Do you see where Azzy is?
Yeah, that's Vallaki?
Yeah,
Scale.
This right here?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the town of
Oh.
Vallaki.
It's
Okay.
scale, Nara.
Okay. So currently, Azzy is the size of a town right now.
In terms of
Yeah.
size, yes.
He's a
Okay.
dragon.
The big
Yeah.
dragon.
He's a really
Size
big
matters.
dragon.
Big dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. So as you reach at the foot of the mountain, nestled in a misty forest, is a large lake. The water is perfectly still and dark, reflecting the black clouds overhead like a monstrous mirror. Pulled upon Pulled up along the south shore are three small rowboats. A fourth boat can be seen in the middle of the lake, with lone figures sitting in it, fishing pole in hand.
Is this it?
Uh, yeah, where you see this person, that's
Oh, okay. That's
that that's that's the 400 feet more or less to get you. Yeah.
okay.
How do we get it there? How far away is it?
So are you coming that way, rushing, like running towards the lake?
I think so. Right?
Okay.
Should we?
So there's in the lake. There's a like a burlap sack on with the guy on the lake.
On the rowboat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, coming here, you only see the guy with the fishing pole in hand. You do not see any kind of burlap sack or anything. And I shall switch the music because I got tired of that one.
How would we get out there without him being suspicious?
I would say we should
I don't
stealth.
think there's
Like
a
we
way
should
around
stop
it.
before we get there.
Does anyone have any wine?
no.
No. I have a water
What?
skin. We can make him believe.
How
there's
far
one
away
in
is
it.
he?
He doesn't
400
have
feet.
this-
400 feet.
I'm gonna shout out.
That's
I
wait,
don't
400
recommend that.
feet.
Don't shut out. Yeah, I wouldn't shut out.
He's gonna
Can
try
we
to-
like wave to him? See if he'll come ashore to try to talk to us.
Well,
Let's
right.
let's
Out
wave
on
the
the
water
water.
skin. He's
We
gonna
could
believe it's flying
just
in
get
it,
more
right?
robots. Yeah, I guess we would need like all.
he
of
doesn't
them.
know we're there.
All right. I am giving you 10 seconds to decide what you want to do, and then the DM will take action.
My vote is good and the robot team go.
Yeah, I'm down with
Yeah,
that.
let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Yeah. Decision.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna go with the robots.
All right. So you have
We're just gonna
three rowboats. Each one can seemingly hold 5 people.
Okay, so we need
So let's
two.
take 2 of them, right?
All right. And you start rowing in his direction.
My hands are kind of hurting, so I was just wondering if someone could row for me. That'd be...
Fuck off.
So as you start pushing the boats onto the water and jumping in them, you can see the fishing pole move slightly, and as you look, you see him sort of jumping out of his trance, as he had been basically non-responding, like his eyes fixed in front of him so far. And he sees you coming his way, and he just grabs the sack from the boat, holds it over his shoulder, and throws it into the water.
I'm gonna immediately jump into the water.
How
After
far
it.
are we?
Yeah, how far are we?
This is as you're leaving shore, so you're still about 400 feet from him.
Jesus.
Okay,
How
so
far is 400 feet in meters?
good question.
There's 3
I'm
feet
sure- like, I know
in
it's
a
a lot,
yard,
but-
which is about the same as a meter-ish.
120 meters.
It's not that far.
I'm gonna jump in
It's
the
a-
water.
Far,
It's
but
about-
Swim after
with
it.
the boat.
It's about a football field and then a little bit. It's about a football field and a quarter.
Yeah, we don't know what the size of a football field
Pretty
is.
good athletics. So wait, you said 400 meters? I can swim. Okay, wait. I can tell you how fast I can swim that. I can swim 50 yards.
So you wanna try and swim and reach.
I can swim that in about 3 minutes. A little less.
Okay, one note, Tehanu, please stop clicking and doing skill checks until I ask you to do them, please.
Oh, it's so fun though.
Well, now you just basically did some acrobatics by standing on your hand in the boat, and then try to jump and land back on your feet. This is what you just did.
Oh, nice.
You wasted some really good rolls.
Too far to swim. Rowing would be faster, I
Yeah.
think.
Probably.
Okay, so you want to swim to the boat, or you want to row?
Row.
Okay. Who is rowing? You have two boats.
Get the strong people to do
I'm
it.
I'm rowing one of them.
Okay, Ozzy and
I'll
Me.
row.
I had like
How
probably
many
the lowest
how many
strength.
people can row a boat? Probably just one, right?
Well, the more.
I'll let you guys decide. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Two boats for people to row. One for each
Could,
paddle.
I think each boat probably only has
Or is it like
one.
yeah.
I mean, if it's a 5-person boat, it probably has enough for 2 people to row. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So who's at
Liam's strength
4?
is real shitty, so you don't
Yeah.
want him roll.
Same.
I love
My
it,
strength is
My
8.
strength's not bad. Mine's pretty good.
Merci bébé.
Yeah,
I
mine's
would
at
row.
9. I'm at -1, but it's just not.
Same. Yeah. So I'm at -1 also. So we're us three are outside. That leaves you guys.
I'll row.
And I'm back.
Okay. So it has been decided that Cloud, Azzy, Iron, and Tahanu are gonna row.
Yeah.
And then the rest 3 of
We
us.
decided for a 5-person boat that there'd be at least 2 people able to row.
I'd say one person per boat.
Dude, have you a 5-person boat with one rower?
Yeah, you row one.
Even canoes
It's
have
small.
people have 2 rowers.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Give me 2 people. Give me 2 people to do an athletics check.
Bullshit.
Doesn't matter.
Azzy for one of them, and I don't know who's has the highest.
I have 16 strength, if that matters.
All right.
Okay, then Tahanu.
Well, Nara already rolled athletics. Oh, and Iron as well. Okay.
Iron and Azzy.
Iron and Azzy. Okay, I'll accept. Azzy and Iron.
Sorry.
Why did you do that?
I didn't.
You're-
I didn't mean to.
Okay, you're all just confusing me, but okay. So, you are able to row fast enough, especially Ozzy, that just leaves a trail behind him, leaving the second boat in his rear view fake mirror. Tehanu, stop! And you are able to reach the boat just as the burlap sack that had been floating and jiggling on the water has started to fill with water and stopped being buoyant and is slowly going under.
I want to. At this point, can I do an acrobatics or athletics check to jump into the water to save the sack?
No need for a check. It's not underwater. It's just like starting to like go under.
Oh.
You've been able to reach it. You've been able to reach it in time. So you can grab.
Can the
Hey.
other boat?
Everybody's
else-
grabbing it, right? We're all gonna grab it and pull it aboard.
Well, I think the other boat should go after the person who threw it, right? We should catch him.
Did he even run away? I mean, roll away?
Sure, he's-
From what you can see, he is blankly staring in front of him at his fishing pole and just the fishing pole in the water and waiting for something to bite.
He hasn't noticed us.
Or he doesn't care?
Okay.
He doesn't
So
seem
one
to.
boat, my boat. So me and Azzy, and who else is in my boat?
I mean, if he's not running, it doesn't really matter who else is in the boat.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're all
so
there.
we're gonna grab the sack. Okay, I really want the sack.
I expect as much. All right.
I can't believe nobody laughed at that except
I did.
No, we did. We just didn't. We laughed.
I missed it.
All right.
Okay. Please, DM, tell
Yeah.
us what's going on.
I would like to know that myself. All right, so you are in the boats. You have Iron's boat just catching up to you. In the meantime, Azzy managed to get all the way to the rowboat with Bluto in it, and I don't know who is with him, but assuming Cloud is with him, she managed to grab the burlap sack and get it out of the water and onto the boat. And you're just looking at Bluto in his boat, fishing and waiting for something to catch.
What's in the bag?
You
What is
open
that?
the bag. You want to open the bag?
Yeah.
Where's it
Thanks.
feel like?
So
Sack.
you open the bag, and you see this dark black-haired child
Yes. I mean, it could
with
have been fish because it was struggling to stay up, you know? It wasn't going into water.
with alabaster white skin and colorful clothing, and she just she starts coughing up some water and looks up at you and says, "Took you long enough."
What? Throws her back in the water.
Faster to the fish.
Oh my god, I'm stunned.
I almost died in there. Damn.
How close is?
You're welcome.
How
Can we
close
put the
is
back? Can we put her back in the bag?
I'm just. Cloud is just staring in disbelief.
How
So close, Yaila.
Hi.
close?
How close?
Is
What?
is my boat to?
You're all basically right next to him.
Okay, so I'm gonna like shout to Bluto, like, "Hey, are you there? What the hell is that?"
He doesn't respond. He doesn't seem to even acknowledge your presence.
I think he's being like charmed or something. Like someone's controlling him.
Can
or
we
something.
detect magic on him?
I'm gonna before we do a detect magic, I'm gonna splash him with water. Like, literally, I'm just gonna reach out on the side of the boat and just splash a bunch of water onto him.
Okay. So his face got splashed by water. He just wipes it off and looks at you with like disbelief, and then goes back to looking at his fishing pole, waiting for something to bite.
I'm gonna have whatever these guys have in.
Is he
Say no to
is
drugs.
he an undead?
You would need 1 minute to figure that out if you want to do it.
Okay.
And anyone else wants to do anything before her minute goes by?
So if he's not
Question,
reacting
girl.
to anything, can I just kind of check his pockets?
To check his pockets, you'd need to get onto his boat and do it.
Aren't we just right next to his boat or something?
Yeah, but you're on your own boat. It's not like, you know. It's not like the boats are glued one to each other, right?
I guess if we get near, I get sneaked onto his boat into the back. He's probably
you
sitting
can
and
sneak
looking at fishing.
onto a rowboat.
Well,
There
yeah,
is no way you sneak onto that without him noticing, unless he's
I'd
just,
jump.
like,
I would
actually
just
not
jump into
there.
the boat.
You can do a stealth check. I'll just put the DC at 35 if you want. But seriously, if you want to get onto his boat, he's gonna notice you. There's
Yeah,
Can we
there's.
just jump on
I
it?
thought he was so concerned with his fish.
Wait, can I just like capsize his boat?
yeah.
I'd considered the idea as well.
All right, I'm gonna just.
maybe-
I'm literally
maybe
going to
once we
grab
get
the side of his boat and turn it on like end over end and capsize.
Okay.
I was just gonna set it on
Can
fire.
we do that after we get back to the shore safely?
I
Okay.
mean, it might not be this guy's fault. We should probably try to take him alive.
I would, yeah.